Hi everybody, welcome. I'm Steve from Mr. Steve 3D, and this is going to be a overview tutorial on how to use Bevel Joints add-on. Now, what we do is we just join two mesh objects. I'll be using some primitives. This works generally on flat surfaces, but will work on round. Will not work in every single use case, but I'll show you guys a trick. So when you do get into a jam, you can fix it in most instances. Now you have an active and then a target. And the target does not have to be selected. It's just going to be whatever this is. And then you can click Join Mesh. And if we go into wireframe, you'll see that we ended up with a manifold setup here where this became one mesh. Now, when we drop down Bevel after Join, you can click this little button. It's going to highlight the active edges because Bevel Joints tries to actively select any joined spot. So basically the joint gets a highlight. You don't like that color, you can switch it, whatever you want. And if you're in Blender 4.3 and up, you'll have the edge attribute. The edge attribute is an option. It's basically an edge attribute. So if you come down here, this is going to be under weight, but it's going to be under the attributes as well. So if you were to come down here, you would see it. And we can create multiple edge attributes with Bevel Joints. This is one of the big upgrades. So if I grab this edge, click Edge Attribute, these are two separate bevels now. And this is the power behind the Bevel Joints add-on. So Shift F will bring up a little operator panel, and I can control this bevel and then individually control this bevel or chamfer, whatever I want to make it. I can turn it on or off in the viewport to see how I like it, and if I don't like it, I can delete it right here. And that is Shift F. So this is just the basic functionality. I can also revert. In some cases, it will not revert if you get too far ahead, but it should always revert for you. So now with these selected, I could conceptually add extra objects, and conceptually as many as I wish. So I'll just add a few objects, and I'll leave these as selected. And I've still got, let's see, what's my target? I want to join to this target, and then I'll have these selected. And now what's going to happen, and I kind of did that wrong. Let's start over. So I'm going to grab the dropper. I have an active. I'm going to select the next selected object, if you will. And now once you've got all these selected, you can do a join right here, and it will attempt to join all of these objects and make them manifold for you. And it did just that. Now that's good. Now what about round objects? We Shift D and G this, and I go ahead and clear this and add that. Now we have the active sphere, and then we have the target sphere. And I just click join. It will attempt to join that as well. And it will only try to join the last edge, so we can throw a vertex bevel, which is old school. You'll have that if you're before Blender 4.3. And then we have the edge attribute, and it seems to work very nicely. On some objects, you'll have to possibly take this and rotate it maybe 90 degrees offset it somehow, and then join. Because what will happen is these won't match up properly in some cases. Now for other controls that you have down here, because this is the join area, then this is the bevel after join area, so we'll close that. You know what that is. You'll have a file not saved button. It might even say enable carver tool, which is a good add-on. I teach different tutorials on that. I'm not going to go over that right now, but the cool thing is that you can say, hey, yeah, I want to save my file. Just type in save me. We'll choose a folder, go to desktop and click accept. It'll load, hit OK, and that button will disappear. It'll say file saved. So that's how you know your work is being saved behind the scenes. Now down here, you're going to have a different set of controls. This is a totally different bevel. Okay, this is an all entire mesh bevels. So you click to add bevels, and then you'll have bevel level 1 through 7, and even sharp if you wish. And you could see I just changed this edge, and let's see what we can do here. We'll just auto smooth this so we can see our bevel better. We'll turn on show cavity, and what you have is the ability to scan through, and we do need the active bevel modifier here to show this panel. So now you can scroll through these different bevel levels and get something you like, 1 through 7, and change the segments. You can harden normals here if you wish. You could change this to verts or edges. You'll be able to flip normals here, show cavity. And here's a fun one that I think is a little bit more of just a tool that you can just play with, is add the B-Box bevel to this. And the B-Box bevel is just going to be a geometry nodes based bevel system that is not quite perfect. We're all waiting on the actual bevel node to show up at some point, but you can play around with the radius on this and see how you can get it to look. It does not work great on round surfaces, but you can definitely use it on square. So let's see if the revert still works on this. And it actually made that one object, and then it did revert this back, which is cool. So what we can actually do here is we can add the B-Box bevel to something a little bit more flat, potentially. Move this over. And I won't go over this too much because it's really just a standalone feature that's just fun. There you go. And that's not too bad. And of course, you can check face orientation, but remember, in the higher Blender versions, you will not see that blue on the outside anymore. You'll just see the red inside. So if you happen to have a face that's flipped, which you can do here really quick inside the add-on, then you'll see it. And the face orientation is not on, you won't see it. So with that on and this selected, I can flip that normal back, and that looks good. So there you go. Those are the basic functional pieces to the Bevel Joints add-on. Hope you enjoyed this quick tutorial. Let me know if you guys have any other questions, and I'll see you guys in the next one.